All right, so come down onto your back in constructive rest. So feet stepped a little wider out to the outer edges of your mat, and then just let your knees drop in towards each other and give each other a little bit of support. And then just let your arms rest wherever feels comfortable. So arms out at your sides, way out at your sides, or in cactus arms, totally up to you. And then just give a second to settle in. Let your shoulder blades get comfortable. Let your tailbone get comfortable and heavy. And then once you feel like you've got your body in a good position and everything's feeling comfortable, start to just tune into the natural rhythm of your breath. So no forcing the breath or efforting in the breath, but just notice and feel your breath coming in and out. And then eyes opened or closed, just take a moment to sense or acknowledge the ceiling above you, the walls around you, the floor beneath you. And then offer up a little gratitude for the safe space that you have to work in. And then before we move from this place, take a moment, set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice. Never doing anything in your practice that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. And then with that intention set, bring both hands to the belly so they can either hug around the outside of the belly button or stack on top of each other, whichever feels like a better way for you to get comfortable. But we want to see if we can let the elbows just touch the ground, so we're not squishing into the belly with a lot of weight, but just letting the hands rest. And then you can start to sense the breath underneath your hands. So take a nice inhale and just let your belly fill up. And then exhale nice and slow. Inhale through the nose, let your belly fill up. And exhale even slower if you can. On this next inhale, we're going to fill up and then hold the breath at the top. So retain the breath for a moment. And then exhale nice and slow. Inhale and fill up, hold the breath at the top for a moment. Exhale as slow as you can. And when you get to top of the exhale, can you hold that exhale for a moment? And then when you feel called to do so, inhale, take a nice big breath. Nice. And then exhale, just let everything go. Now we're going to move the hands up to the ribs. So just to get a nice little gentle touch to the sides of the ribs, and then take a nice big inhale and let that feeling of expansion come into the ribs. Exhale nice and slow. Inhale, feel that expansion in the ribs. Exhale even slower. Inhale, fill up, and then hold the breath at the top. Exhale nice and slow. Inhale, fill up with air, hold the breath at the top. Exhale nice and slow, let all of that air go, and then hold that exhale at the top, or retain your exhale. And then when you feel called to do so, inhale and fill right back up. And then take a nice natural exhale. And now from here, either taking fists and tucking them into your armpits, or taking your thumbs and tucking them up into your armpits, as if you were trying to grab your overall. cuffs, right? So we're just going to tuck our thumbs or our fists into the armpits. And so now here your elbows are probably going to lift just a little bit from the floor, but come back to that breath. Inhale and fill up with air. Exhale, nice and slow. Inhale, fill up with air. Exhale, even slower. Inhale, fill up with air, and then hold the breath at the top. And then when you feel called to do so, exhale nice and slow. Inhale, fill up, hold the breath at the top. Exhale nice and slow, and then retain the exhale. So once all that air is gone, pause for a moment with no breath. And then when you feel called to do so, inhale, fill up, release your fingers or your fists from your armpits, bring your arms into goalpost arms or cactus arms, and start to turn your head side to side, just to bring a little bit of movement into the head and the neck. Give your fingers a little wiggle here, just to bring a little movement into your hands, maybe move your wrists just a little bit. And then we'll start to bring a little windshield wiper action down to the knees. So as your knees drop in one direction, head drops in the opposite direction, and just take that movement gently side to side. So we get a little movement in the hips, a little movement in the thighs, a little movement in the feet and the ankles. Become aware of your spine. Notice how your back is feeling this morning. Take one more time each side. And then as your knees and head come to center, we're going to walk the feet in so that they're a little bit closer, heels closer to the bum, feet about hip width distance apart, and then bring your hands down alongside your hips. We're going to come into some rolling bridges here. So as you inhale, you're going to curl the tailbone up, lift the hips up nice and high. And then as you exhale, just roll down through the spine, upper back, middle back, low back, hips touch the ground, and then pull your knees up towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, and then release your feet back down to the ground. Back to that rolling bridge. Inhale, curl the tailbone up, roll on up through the spine. Exhale, roll down upper back, middle back, low back. Pull the knees up into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. And release. Feet to the ground, hands down, and back to that rolling bridge. Inhale, curl the tailbone up. And then as you exhale, upper back, middle back, low back, hips touch the ground, pull your knees up into your chest, and then stay here. Take a little gentle rock side to side. Beautiful. And then take those knees and just draw them in circles. Go in one direction. And then draw your knees in circles and go the other way. Nice. And then set your feet down. We're going to come back to bridge. We're going to take 3 more bridges here, but we're going to reverse the breath. So hands down, feet on the ground. Get yourself nice and solid there. Inhale, take a nice big breath on the ground. And then as you exhale, lift the hips up. We're going to stay up in that bridge. Inhale, take a nice big breath, fill up. Exhale, suck the belly in and feel a little tug at the pelvic floor. So we want to really pull all those belly muscles up towards the ribs. And then can you hold that exhale, roll down through the spine. And then once your hips touch the ground, inhale and fill up. And then exhale, roll back up into that bridge. Stay up in that bridge position. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let all of that air go, suck the belly in. Can you hold that sucked in belly, roll on down through the spine, and then once your hips touch the ground, inhale and fill up. One more just like that. Exhale, lift up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, let all of that air go, suck the belly in. Can you hold that sucked in sensation, roll down through the spine, and then once your hips touch the ground, inhale and fill up. Beautiful. And now walk the soles of the feet together. Let the knees drop out to the left and to the right. And we're going to take 3 butterfly bridges like this. So elbows on the ground. Inhale, lift your hips up away from the floor. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower down. One more just like that. Inhale and lift up. Exhale, lower down, grab the outsides of your thighs, help your knees come together, pull them into your chest, give a light little squeeze. And now from here, we're gonna crisscross our ankles so that we can come up into an easy seated position. So we're gonna catch hold of the tops of the feet, start by finding a little bit of movement here, and then catch a little bit more momentum. So rolling from the tailbone to the top of the head, and then come on up into an easy seat. So legs are in a crisscross position. And then once you found your way here, give a second, get all situated. So our head, heart, hips are in line. And then we're just gonna start to move the head and neck. So as you inhale, lift your chin up. And as you exhale, tuck your chin down to your chest, but can you keep your shoulders down and back? Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down. One more just like that. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down. Bring your head to a nice neutral position. And then we're going to take it into an easy seated forward fold. So just walk yourself forward just to your edge. So find a place that feels comfortable. No shooting pain in the knees, no pain in the hips, and make sure your low back feels okay. And then just settle in for a moment. Let your head soften down. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Awesome. And then think about pulling your belly button in towards your spine, press into your fingertips, and then we're going to drag the fingertips across the floor as we pull the belly button back and then roll our way up to a seated position. Beautiful. Left hand's going to touch down, right hand's going to reach up, take a gentle side bend. Take it over to the other side. So right hand touches down, left hand reaches up. Awesome. Lift up, and now we're going to rotate and take a little twist. So right hand's going to come to the left knee. Nice. Release, take that over to the other side. And then come back to center, pause, close your eyes down, take a nice deep breath. Open your eyes, and we're going to take all of that a little bit further. So walk yourself out into your easy seated fold. Reach long through the fingers, soften the back of your neck, take a nice deep breath. As you exhale, pull the belly button towards the spine, press into the fingertips, drag the fingertips as you round and roll up. Beautiful. Left hand down, right hand reaches up, take a little side bend. Right hand down, left hand reaches up, take a side bend over the other way. Beautiful. Lift up and rotate. So we're turning to the left. Unwind and then take that twist over to the other side. Nice. And then come back to center, grab hold of the knees. Inhale, take a little lift of the heart, lift your chin. Exhale, a little round of the back. Inhale to a nice neutral spine, lift up, come forward into your easy seated forward fold, walk the hands long, soften the back of the neck, nice deep breath. Exhale, pull the belly button in, press into the fingertips, drag those fingertips as you come on up. And then find that nice tall neutral spine. Beautiful. Left hand down, right hand reaches, side bend. Take it over to the other side, right hand down, left hand reaches up. And then take it into your rotation. So turn to the left, stay here. And now we're going to take that left hand, reach it out to shoulder height, flip the palm, and then find a side bend here. So we're going to reach up and over. Now from here, can you take that hand all the way over and across, find that opposite knee, and then bring your heart to center. So you've got this crisscross in the arms, and take a cat-cow just like this. So you're not going to get a lot of movement, but think about inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhale, pull the belly button around the back, and then release your grip from your knees and lift back up. Beautiful. Back to that easy seated forward fold. Walk yourself forward just to your edge. Soften the back of your neck. Big inhale. Exhale, pull the belly button in, press into the fingertips, drag your way on up. Beautiful. Take a side bend one way. Take a side bend the other way. Lovely. And now we're going to take our rotation over to the right. So turn and twist. Nice. And then take that right hand to shoulder height, flip the palm, add that little side bend. And then can you reach that hand over and across, find your opposite knee, and then just shift yourself around so your heart comes back to center. And then a little cat and cow here. Inhale, we lift the heart just as much as it goes. Exhale, we round the back just as much as it goes. And then release your grip from your knees and float everything up. Nice. And now drop your right ear right ear over to your right shoulder to get a little stretch in the side of your neck. Close your eyes down, take a nice big breath. Roll your chin down to your chest and then take your left ear over to your left shoulder. My left and my right challenging this morning. Take a nice big breath. Roll your chin down to your chest, and with your chin down at your chest, to take a couple little figure eights to shake out the back of the head. Cool, and then from here, we're gonna flip our way up into a tabletop position. So come on to all fours and take a second to just get yourself situated. So knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders, spread your fingers nice and wide. And if you've got any issues with your wrists, you can always make a little mound with your mat or roll it up a little bit so it can tuck under your wrist if that feels like a better way to go. And then once you've got yourself in a nice table that feels good to you, move right into a cat and cow breath. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round. One more just like that. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round the back. Come to a nice neutral spine, and then curl both sets of toes under and take a gentle rock forward and back. Stretch out the toes, stretch out the bottoms of the feet. Take one more forward and back. And then as you come back into table, keep the toes tucked under, and we're gonna hover our table. So we're gonna get a little strength. Think about pulling the belly button up towards the spine and then pull the knees away from the floor. Hang there for a breath. And then when you're ready, release your knees down, but keep the toes tucked. Push your bum back to your heels, stretch the bottoms of the feet, and then come right back to that table. Toes are tucked. Pull the belly button up, lift the knees away from the floor, hang for just a little bit longer. And then release the knees down, pull your butt back to your heels, a little stretch to the bottoms of the feet. One more time, just like that. Come forward, toes are tucked under, lift the knees up, hold there just a little bit longer. Beautiful. Release your knees down, release your toes, shake out your tush, and then take it into a puppy pose. Walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Drop your chest and forehead down. Take a nice deep breath here. Awesome. And then nice and slow, walk your hands back up and into that tabletop position. Curl your toes under, exhaling up to a downward facing dog, and start to pedal out the legs. Bend one knee and press into the opposite heel. Look forward, and then when you're ready, start to walk your feet up to the top of the mat, coming into a little ragdoll fold. So feet are be about hip or shoulder width distance apart. We're going to make a little space for ourselves. Make some room for the belly, make some room for your chest. And then if it feels good, grab your elbows, let your head hang heavy, and take a nice deep breath. Awesome. And then can you take a nice deep breath again into the belly and get that sense of buoyancy? So fill up with air and feel that lift that happens in the upper back body. And then let your exhale soften you just a little bit. Inhale, fill up, feel that nice lift and buoyancy. Exhale, soften. One more breath. Relax your fingers towards the floor, bend your knees a lot, pull your belly button in, roll on up to standing, nice and slow and controlled. Take your time. Awesome. And then as you find your way up, get yourself all situated, fix everything up, and then find mountain pose at the top of your mat. So feet about hip width distance apart, maybe closer, maybe further, just depends on what you like. And then think about anchoring into your feet. So we're going to lift our toes up and spread your toes as wide as you can, and then just get a little cat prance. So with those toes lifted, shift your weight a little bit from foot to foot and feel nice and sturdy, nice and stable on the ground. And then once you feel like you've found that nice stable sensation, come to center, relax your toes down, lift up from the tops of the thighs, lift up through the crown of your head, soften your shoulders down. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Right hand's gonna stay nice and firm against the thigh. Left hand's gonna reach up alongside your ear and take a little side bend. Slide down that thigh. Think about pulling that left thumb back, gaze up towards the ceiling, take a nice deep breath. Beautiful, and then lift up, left hand's gonna touch down to the thigh, right hand's gonna reach up. We're gonna keep that left hand firm against the thigh as we slide down, find a little side bend. Think about pulling that right thumb back, look up towards the sky, take a nice big breath. Beautiful, lift it up nice and slow. We're gonna swim both hands behind the back. Can you catch hold of the fingers or interlace the fingers? And then think about just drawing the knuckles slightly towards the floor. Keep a little room for your elbows and your shoulders. And then think about squeezing the shoulder blades together. Lift the hands away from the backside so we get an opening in the chest and an opening in the collarbones, but only so far as feels comfortable. And then lift your chin up. Nice. And then from here, we're going to keep that nice little grab or hand hold, but we're going to soften the chin down, bend the knees a lot, fold over, and let your arms fall away just as far as they naturally go. So we'll all have a little different range of motion here. So just go as far as it feels good in your body. Let your head drop down, straighten your legs only if that feels good. Take one more breath. Relax your hands towards your low back, bend your knees a lot, lift from the top of your head, come up nice and slow. And then unlace your fingers and give your hands a nice little soft shake out. Nice, and now we're gonna, while we're busy shaking, let's take a little bounce down into the heels. So pop your heels like you're just getting yourself into a little bounce or revved up, rear and ready to go. So you wanna find that nice bouncing sensation and then tune in. So start to feel that nice energetic bounce in your skin. Feel it in your breath. Notice if there's any places that are a little extra jiggly, give them a little appreciation. Take one more good bounce here. And then let everything come to stillness. Find that lift again in your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold everything down. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. We're going to step the right foot back and come into a warrior two position. So step the foot back as far as you like, rotate the foot out slightly, and then spin that right hand up. Beautiful. And then make any arrangements that you need so you have good foundation with your feet. Make sure your knees feel comfortable, hips feel good. So our hips are slightly rotated out to the side. Bend that front knee, extend your arms out to shoulder height, and then look past your left hand and take a breath. Awesome. Now from here, we're going to just move with the breath. So think about inhale, straighten the front knee, lift your arms up and overhead. Exhale, bend the front knee, come back to that warrior two position. Beautiful. Do that again. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the arms up. Exhale, bend and bring it down. One more time. Inhale, lift and bring it up. Exhale, bend and bring it down. And then from here, we're going to spin those hands down to the ground, pivot on your back heel so you come into a lunge. Lovely. Plant the palms, step back to a plank. And then right away, bring your knees down to the ground. Lower down gently onto your belly. So nice strong arms, lower with control. Once you found your way down, take a second, get situated, and then bend both knees and rock your heels side to side. Lovely. One more little rock side to side. And then we're going to think about walking our knees out slightly wider. So we're going to start to find a slight external rotation in the thighs. Bring the soles of the feet together, get a little hug, a little squeeze, and then just let your hands stack, let your forehead rest on your hands. And we're going to squeeze those feet together, lift the heels up, feel a big work in the tush, and then relax the knees back down. Squeeze the feet together, lift the heels up and lower down. One more just like that. Squeeze the feet together, lift the heels up. Beautiful. Lower down. Walk your knees in a little bit closer to each other. Soften the toes down to the earth. Lift your head up. Bring your hands alongside your shoulders. 3 low cobras here. Inhale, gently lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower. One more just like that. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower, push your way up to a tabletop position. Curl the toes under. Exhale, up to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Find that nice forward fold position. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all that length in your spine. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back. We're going to find that warrior two to the other side. So step it back as far as you like. Turn the left toes out, spin that left hand up, and then find your position here. Make sure everything feels good. Nice foundation with the feet. Reach the arms out. Look past your right hand. Take a breath. Awesome. And then we move with the breath. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend and bring the arms down. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms up. Exhale, bend and bring the arms down. One more just like that. Inhale up. Exhale down. Awesome. Spin your hands down to the ground. Pivot on your back heel so you come into a lunge. Beautiful. Plant the palms. Step back to a plank right away. Bring the knees down. Lower gently onto your belly. Bend your knees. Rock your heels side to side. Beautiful. One more time each side. And then soften your toes towards the ground. Toenails are going to press into the earth. Draw your tailbone towards your heels. Take your hands off the edges of your mat so we come into our nice position for our drunken serpent. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. Exhale, lower down. Take it to the right. So we're going to inhale, lift the right shoulder up and look over the right shoulder. Exhale, lower down. Take that to the left. Inhale, lift your left shoulder and look over. Exhale, lower down. Back to center. Inhale, we lift the heart nice and high. Exhale, lower down. Slide the hands in, push your way up to a tabletop position. Stay in that tabletop position, and we're going to scrape the peanut butter jar. So inhale, drop the belly, pull the ribs over to the right, round and roll them up, pull them over to the left, drop the belly down, and we're going to smooth that out. So we're just going to circle those ribs around like you're taking a butter knife to the peanut butter jar, right? 2 more times in this direction. And then when you're ready, go the other way. We pull the ribs over to the left, round the upper back, pull the ribs over to the right, drop the belly down, and then just smooth that motion out. Beautiful. One more time around here. And then we're going to take it into extended child's pose. So bring your big toes together, walk your knees out nice and wide to the outer edges of your mat, pull your butt back to your heels, let your belly, your chest, and your forehead melt down, and take 3 nice deep breaths here. One more good breath. And then on your next inhale, start to lift yourself back up into that tabletop position. Walk your knees in if you like. Curl the toes under. Exhale up to downward facing dog. We're going to take 3 lion's breath here in this downward facing dog. So for lion's breath, if you like, you're going to inhale a nice big breath. Then you'll stick out your tongue and your eyes will look to the space between your eyebrows. So take that nice big breath. Stick out your tongue, let it out. Inhale a nice big breath. Exhale, let it all go. One more big breath here. Exhale, let it go. Nice. And then look forward, soften your knees, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Come to a little forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge at your waist, fold all the way down to the ground. Fingertips are going to touch the floor, and then we're going to stay in this nice bent position, but we're going to start to roll down into a ball. So lift your heels up, bend your knees a lot, bring your butt down, and then from here, set your butt onto the ground, catch hold of the backs of the thighs, lift those heels up away from the floor, hang out here just for a second. Think about finding a little bit of extra lift through the crown of your head, And then think about for a second here, pressing your thighs into your hands so your arms get engaged and they're nice and strong. So you're pushing your thighs out into the hands and the hands are helping resist. Take one more good breath here. Beautiful. Set your feet down, curl your tailbone under, roll all the way down to the ground, nice and slow and controlled. Once you found your way down here, give a second, get everything situated, make sure everything feels good and comfortable. We're gonna pull the right knee into the chest, give a little squeeze, slide your left leg nice and long, right into supine twist. We're gonna take that right knee over to the left, let your right arm open out nice and wide. One more breath. And then as we pull that right knee back in, we're going to take it into a half happy baby. So take the knee out wide to the right towards the right shoulder. And then if it feels good, you're going to reach up and catch hold of the right foot. And then think about pulling the knee out to the outsides of the ribs, draw it down towards the floor, heel up towards the sky. But you can also grab the back of the thigh if that feels like a better way to go. So you'll find the grab that feels good. Take 2 more breaths. Awesome. And then gently release that foot down to the ground. Pull the left knee into your chest, a light squeeze. Slide your right leg all the way down to the end of your mat. Supine twist to the other side. So we take the left knee over to the right and the left arm opens out nice and wide. Find your twist and then take a couple of nice deep breaths. Beautiful. When you're ready, nice and easy, bring that knee back in, right into your half happy baby. So maybe you just take the knee to the shoulder, maybe you grab the back of the thigh, or maybe you reach up and catch hold of the foot. And then think about taking the knee to the outsides of the ribs, knee down towards the earth, heel up towards the sky. Once you've got a shape that feels right to you, pause for a moment and just come back to your breath. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we're just going to soften a little bit. So think about pulling that left foot in and then pull the right foot into meet. So like you're taking a butterfly, but on your backside. So you're just going to catch hold of the feet. And then once you've got hold of the feet, like a little bit of happy baby action, you're just going to move around a little bit. So think about taking little figure eights with your feet. So you get a little rocking sensation on the low back, a gentle movement out of the knees, and a gentle movement out of the hips. Cool, take one more little figure eight with those feet, and then we're gonna release our legs up into legs up the wall. So send your heels upward towards the ceiling with a nice generous bend in the knees. And we're gonna start to give our legs a good vigorous shake or a gentle shake. So you're gonna check in. If a gentle shake seems like the better way to go, go gentle. But if you can really get those legs moving and grooving, get a little vibration in the feet, in the calves, in the shins, in the thighs and the knees, maybe feel that vibration down in your bum. You might notice it in your breath. Take one more good vigorous shake of those legs. Nice, and then gently float your feet back down to the earth and then find your way into your Shavasana. So maybe you like to take it back into constructive rest with the knees collapsing in towards each other. Maybe you want a reclined cobbler's pose, or maybe you like a more traditional shape, walk your feet long. You could always roll over onto one side in a fetal position, flip over onto your belly, whatever feels good to you and lets you come into a little stillness. Take a moment as you start to settle in to just tune into the sounds around you. Notice the sounds of your room. Maybe notice the sounds outside of the room that you're in. Maybe notice the sounds beyond your house or on the outdoors. And then maybe let your eyes close down. Soften your fingers, soften your toes. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. But if you feel called to do so, or if you've got the rest of your day to get on with, maybe start to gently wake up the fingers and the toes. Bring some gentle movement into your body in any way that feels good. Move the ankles, move the wrists, move the knees, move the hips, and then maybe take a big good morning stretch like a yawn and just bring a little length into your body. Nice. And then in your own time, in your own way, come up to a comfortable seated position. So you can rock and roll up, you can roll to one side, anything that gets you there and feels good. Cool. And then once you found your way there, just take a second to get nice and tall, lift up through the top of your head, let your shoulders soften down away from your ears, close your eyes down, and just take a moment to tune back into your breath. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Deep breath in. Can you hold the breath at the top for just a second? Slow breath out. Deep breath in. Hold the breath at the top for a second. Exhale nice and slow, and then retain the exhale at the bottom just for a second. And then bring it back to that natural inhale. Nice. Bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra at heart center. Bow your head to your heart, bowing your mind to your body. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and the time that you take to take care of yourself. And gently lift up through the top of your head. Gently open your eyes. Thank you so much for sharing your Saturday morning with me. I bow to you. Happy, happy Saturday.